Alright guys, so here we are in Russia for a 100% race around the Sochi Autodrome circuit. Today we'll be doing qualifying in the Williams, so we'll see a direct comparison between this car and some of the top teams in Formula 1. I'm really looking forward to it. The last time I drove Sochi was also the first time I drove Sochi, which was in a Force India, and I wasn't too flash around that track on that occasion, but I'm hopefully aiming for a much better result than last time. So we'll see how we go now as we go into qualifying. I at least want to get in the top 10, maybe 6th, 7th, maybe even 5th. Something like that would be a really good result. So here we go into qualifying, and we'll try and get the best qualifying lap in that we can. I've found so far that Sochi is fairly hard to get a rhythm going, especially like through the third sector. It's very challenging on the rear grip, just that rear traction, especially with the way the handling model this year is. It's just very easy to spin up those rear tires, get overheating of the rear tires, and just lose a lot of lap time when you throw in together some of the curves, which can be a little bit tricky as well. We see coming into the penultimate corner, we lost the rear end, and that really hindered our run through the final corner. But so far we're P10. We dropped down a couple of places as some of the leaders now put in some of their best laps. And now with 4 minutes left to go, I think this is our final run in this qualifying session. So we'll see how we go at the end of this lap here. But so far through the first sector, we're actually purple. So that's a very good sign as we head on to the rest of this lap. And a lot of these corners here in Sochi, very medium speed corners, very testing of the rear traction, coupled with a lot of long straights as well. It could make for some really good overtaking spots in the race. So I'm very much looking forward to that. But so far, we put in a fairly clean lap so far. We're 2/10 down on Nico Rosberg's pole time coming through the third sector. Absolutely flying through this chicane now, trying to make up as much time as it can. And this corner coming up here is really testing on the rear traction. And the car just wants to slide out wide, and then you got to turn right for this corner here, and it's just all a big mess when you don't get it right. I still haven't, perfected that corner just yet, but we'll see as we go through the race. I think I'll eventually get better at it as I have more practice. But coming out of the final corner, we go 4th fastest on a 1:41.6, 3/10 slower than Nico Rosberg's pole time, and I think that was the best lap of the session for me. So there we go, the end of qualifying. We've ended up in 4th place. Now we head into the race, and we should be able to have a pretty much direct comparison between us and the Mercedes, maybe even the Red Bulls as well, to see just where we stand in terms of pace. And it's also going to be a good tester to see what the Williams is like in regards to the rest of the field. The strategy today is a 2-stop, as you saw on the graphic there. There's also no way to change the fuel strategy this year on F1 2014, so you're stuck with whatever they give you. And I believe for 100% races, you're stuck with -2 laps of fuel. So there is fuel-saving elements to this game, especially for the longer races. So it's going to be interesting to see how we manage all these aspects at this brand new track. Let's get into it. Alright, so here we are in Sochi for our first 100% race around this track. It should be a very interesting race for sure. So here we go, 5 red lights, and away we go here in Sochi. Looks like the start has been slightly better than Daniel Ricciardo, but now he's pulling away ever so slightly in the slipstream of Nico Rosberg there. We're actually going to take him as we come into this first kink, and we're going to try and pass Hamilton as we come into turn 2 now. Rosberg leads quite clearly, but he's going slowly into the first corner. Didn't really want to turn in for the apex there. So we've taken the lead of the Grand Prix after starting in 4th place. And this has been pretty much a dream start to this Grand Prix. Now we're going to see if the Mercedes have any answer to us in this race. Cutting to lap 4, we're just trying to pretty much extend that lead, try and break that 1-second DRS window. And looks like we've done that so far. Heading on to lap 5, we run wide out of the final corner, going purple on a 1:44.0, and now we're just pretty much trying to continue to build this lead, and it's working. We have about a 7-second lead, and now cutting to 16. We have a 17-second lead. We've just been edging out the gap to Nico Rosberg and the cars behind, lap after lap. The cars behind us have been battling, to be fair, But I think around this track in Sochi, I think the AI aren't fully optimized for this track. So it's a preview build of the game, so their pace isn't quite as fast as what it might be at some of the other tracks, especially for the race. They were fairly quick in qualifying, which kind of baffles me. But lap 22, I'm actually staying out because I'm going to do a one-stop in this race. It seems that the tyre wear hasn't actually been that bad. I've been able to maintain some consistent lap times, only within 2 seconds. Like my last lap, I've been in the 45s. I've managed to stay within 2 seconds of my fastest lap, and that is very consistent, especially when you consider an F1 2013. If we would have stayed out this long, we would have been losing 3-4 seconds at least, because last year the tyres just went off the cliff so quickly, around the time of having to make your pit stop. But this year the tyres really do hold out fairly well, and that means you can do alternative strategies, and this is going to be a big deal for league racing and online racing, because now you can actually do alternate strategies. You can work your way, if you're good at tyre saving, you can work that different strategy in clean air possibly, and maybe get yourself a surprise result possibly. But in saying that, the two-stop is still fairly going to be quick. You still need to be quick to make that work. So I think, on the whole, I think it's very balanced at this stage in F1 2014 so far. But either way, lap 28 actually going purple to the second sector split, and I think we're lapping, is that Esteban Gutierrez? Yes, it is. And he blocks us on the inside there. Just the worst possible place you could be letting a car through is sitting on the apex. You can see a replay here of the overtake, and you'll see just how close we got to Gutierrez, and it is very close indeed. But in saying that, it's just so annoying when the AI just sit on the apex and they expect you to go around the outside. That is the worst possible scenario for both cars. It just holds everyone up, and it's just very frustrating. But here, lap 30, I think we're still pushing on, trying to build that lead. We got Bianchi going a lap down there, and I believe the AI are going to be coming in very soon for their second stop. So effectively, everyone has stopped once so far, and I think someone like Vettel is about to stop in just a few laps' time. So we should have a very handy lead in just a few laps' time here. Maybe even 20-30 seconds. I'll have to wait and see. But we're still going purple here on lap 33, cutting to lap 38 now. I think we're lapping someone else. Is this a Caterham? Yes, it is. It's Marcus Eriksen doing pretty much the exact same thing as what Gutierrez did, just staying on the apex of the corner. That is so annoying, so frustrating. They get in the way so much, and they're not doing themselves any favors there by just slowing up so much. You may as well just, drop 10-20 miles an hour on a straight, and it doesn't hold anyone up pretty much. But look at that, again, getting very, very close to the lap car, and pretty much millimeter perfect with that apex. They're absolutely fantastic, if I don't say so myself. But anyway, taking a leaf out of Arava's book there with that quote. But anyway, we're going up the inside of Kimi Räikkönen. I wasn't too sure if he was going to move out of the way there or just stay on the apex. Lap 42, we mount the curb, and that is actually the first mistake I actually made all race. And look at that, just up on two wheels. A Formula 1 car shouldn't be doing that. That is stuff that should be saved for V8 supercars, but we won't get onto that. As you can see, just mounting that curb, turned it a little bit too early, and that could have ended disastrously. I think online you might see some cars, if they hit it at the wrong angle, they could go flying or barrel rolling. But anyway, we'll save that for another day. I can't wait to do online races around this track. That's definitely going to be happening. But either way, final lap, we've caught up to the back of our teammate Valtteri Bottas, lapping him, and that is very demoralizing for him. Definitely a case of Felipe is faster than you. But either way, cutting to the pretty much final sector of the race, that you can see the tyre wear isn't quite that bad. The tyres are orange, so it has been fairly manageable, even on this one stop. In saying that, the rear traction, especially through this third sector on dead tyres, was really hard to manage. So it's going to take a lot of strategy to make these one less stops work, in comparison to the AI and maybe other people that you're racing with. Coming out of the final corner, still losing the rear end. And we come across the line for a very dominating race here in Sochi. Very fun race in the end. There wasn't quite that much action, but it was just very fun to manage the tyres and do a different strategy for once. It's been a welcome change to do a different strategy to the AI. As you guys know, F1 2013 was just so restrictive in the way that you had to stick to whatever the strategy the AI were running, or maybe even sometimes do an extra stop if the tyre wear was that bad for a certain track. But this game, F1 2014, is going to be very good in terms of strategies. I think it's very flexible. Just the way that the tyre wear works this year, there's about 20 or 30% less tyre wear and it just makes it a little bit nicer as you get towards the end of a stint, and it's going to add that extra little bit of flexibility in terms of the strategies. And I think this year is going to be a really good year for league racing because of that. Hopefully the lag is good as well, but either way, that's been this video for today. I think we cleared the Mercedes by 40 seconds, so very good race in the end. Guys, if we could hit 1k likes on this video, that'd be really appreciated. I'll be starting the F1 2014 official career mode in just a few days time rather, because the game will be coming out very soon, so stay tuned for that. Also, I'm thinking about tomorrow doing a challenge in a backmarker team car, so either a Marussia or a Caterham I'll be driving as tomorrow in tomorrow's video. So we'll be pushing a backmarker team to its absolute limits, seeing if we can score points in F1 2014, so stay tuned for that. That's been this video for today. Until my next one, guys, I'll see you next time.